Well, hello guys, welcome back to your favorite show, A Book Talk with Srishti, and I'm here with our famous author Anirban Das with his book, Are You Kidding Me? We are back to understand a little more this time about our author. So let's get knowing you more. So a lot about you are a teacher, you are a professor, you're still teaching a lot of students, and you are a writer. So it's two different things, right? When you teach and when you're out there. So are you this quirky in real life about how you go about writing in your books, or you are a complete different persona?
So, I think it depends upon the mood and prevailing weather conditions.
Oh God, no.
So, you might say quirky, but I think a more apt description of me would be cranky.
Okay.
So, I don't think my students will say I'm too humorous, but yes, I think that's. I think my characters are more interesting than me. So.
Well, that's one thing we have to know. Students out there who is going to be, who will be your following students? Read his book if you want to know your professor better. Well, with that note, what would you do if you were not a writer? That's one question everybody would ask, but I'm a little curious to know because your genre of writing is different. You do not follow up the same level of writing every time, and your styles are very different. So, you're a professor, I'm not talking about that. If you wouldn't either, what would you be doing?
I have taken 39 years of my life trying to figure out what I would do. And you're asking me to go back to the same question. I'm not going back, sorry. So if I wouldn't be a writer, I don't know what the hell I would have done. Okay. There's so many things I would have liked to become. Starting from a cricketer, to a artistic painter, to a badminton player.
Okay.
And to maybe a singer. Thank God I didn't become one. I think my friends and family were most relieved when I decided not to become a singer. And probably even a corporate honcho.
Okay.
But I think I decided that my life's calling was writing at the ripe old age of 39. So I definitely don't know. I cannot think. If I didn't want to write, I can't think of anything else.
Okay, that's one take. I think that's pretty much all of us. We are trying to figure out what, when and how.
Correct.
And I think the right things fall in place at the right time. Well, with that note, how did your friends and family react to your writing spaces? And what are the critiques or comments they come about? Or is it always like, whoa, you did a great job? I don't think true friends do that. But anyways, what's your take on
My
it?
friends are very thick-skinned.
Okay.
Alright. And they are laggards. So basically, friends and family, very queer group. They are the first to, praise you, but they are probably a little late in buying your book, and probably they are last in reading your book.
Okay.
So they are a very queer group, and their praise or criticism has to be taken up with a pinch of salt.
True.
So, but they are a good group to have your side. So
that's really nice. So what is with the cover page? Like, is that you with something else, or did you just crop your face and be like, just not look at my face, guys, I'm like there at the behind, like the backside of the book? So what is up with this face?
see, again, that's an interesting discussion on the face also. The cover page, I think the biggest discussion that we had with Srishti was on the cover page. In fact, there were some 4 or some 10 options, and I actually did a polling of which cover page is good. I took down the statistics because I've done my MBA and I tried to use that knowledge. I took statistical information of which cover page is the best and shared that with Srishti. Ultimately, my publisher told me that, look, we cannot understand what the hell you're saying. You tell us what you want and we'll go ahead with it. But please stop bugging us.
Okay.
So I finally decided, I took a decision. I said that, okay, whatever you decide is fine with me.
Okay.
So we decided on this cover which we felt jointly would be the most representative of the content. Alright, so that's how we bought, because this, it goes, the title and the cover page should be represented at once, establish a connect. So I think that the readers, the feedback that I'm getting is doing that.
Okay. So with understanding of your different background of professions and how you have discovered a lot of things in life, would you consider writing as your full-time profession anytime soon or later maybe?
They say that only a crazy person would leave a full-time job to pursue writing or think about pursuing writing. Not only did I think about leaving, I've actually left my full-time job.
Okay.
And I have to pursue writing full-time, because one of the biggest challenges for me was balancing both, writing as well as working. Now I couldn't do both. Some authors can, but I couldn't do both.
True.
So I compromised. I gave up my corporate job so that I could pursue writing full-time.
True. Well, that is a lot about our famous author in here today. Figure out what you want to do. There are a wide range of options in this whole wild world for all of you. This guy could be one inspiration for all of you. This is segment 2, a book talk with Srishti. Signing off, Bindu Madhava with our famous author Anirban Das, and this is Are You Kidding Me?